On 1395, Adelaide's 5AA, this is Drivin with Dixon.
That it is. Welcome along to Drivin with Dixon. Wednesday nights right here on 5AA. All thanks to Luva House, the leaders in transforming your outdoor space into a great entertainment area with an opening and closing roof. Welcome, Charlie.
Thank you, mate. How are we going?
We're going all right. I had a week off.
Had a week off.
Ready to go?
You're all refreshed, ready to go?
Yeah, of course, always.
Yeah, well, I'm fresh too. I've had 3 weeks off, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, well, we'll see you return.
Hopefully. We'll see how we go. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'll be playing football this weekend regardless, which is great. Big weekend anyway.
Last weekend
just gone.
Some bull riding took place.
Some bull riding, yes. So
now fill us in. Get us back up to speed. Why? Just why?
Why? Well, okay. So one of my videos, the last Drivin with Dixon event that I had, I put a bunch of my mates in the XR6 Turbo, and we did this the speed challenge at the Bend, and the winner. This is the actual challenge. The winner gets to pick where dinner is, and then the loser has to pay, or you ride a bull. And that was just thrown in there for a few click grabs or whatever, as you do. Jack just came back from a 2.5 week sort of Bali trip and was apparently broke. So he's like, and he lost.
Yep.
So, and then he was like, I'm riding the bull. I'm like, because we wanted to go to Meat and Wine Co. And there was 8 of us, so it would have been fairly decent. And then he's like, I'll ride the bull. And then we finally got the bull sorted.
How do you even get a bull?
Well, the guy's name is Flanny, and he was down at Kapunda. So just maybe a little bit further out of Kapunda, and he's got an arena sort of thing set up there. So I was full legit sort of set up. They had 3 bulls there, and then his young bloke, and then another guy had only been riding for a year, and they had a proper PBR bull there, right?
Right, okay.
Proper, this thing was massive. And he said, these are my grass puppies. I feed them all by hand and all that sort of stuff. But when you put them in the chute, it's like they know what's going on and they're ready to go. But the one Jack rode, Red, they called it, massive horns, and he's pretty placid, but still decent buck. Yeah, so it was a great experience to see that happen. But the two young fellas, one of the Flanny's young bloke, he went overseas and rode over in the States and stuff like that, and competed properly and all that sort of stuff. Blew his shoulder out and had to come back. Had surgery and then sort of did it again, and so he taped himself up pretty bloody wildly just to get on this little bull, and he rode it for about 10 seconds.
Okay.
Little bull, I say, it's still a decent size. Well, it was little compared to the other one, but he rode that for 10 seconds and off, and then the other bloke had been doing it for about a year. He jumped on Barry, this big black bull Barry, and he was massive. You look at this thing and it's ridiculous. So, and he rode that, and he got flung off maybe 3 seconds in, or 3 or 4 seconds in, and then the bull stood on his calf, and then so he's limping, and these are the hardest of hardest humans, and they're like, yeah, all good. It's like, oh my god. So, but anyway, hopefully that video will be out in a week or so, and you guys will be able to see what Jack went through. But he did a good job. It was funny. He was so loud. He was typical Jack, buzzing around, and then within 2 minutes of when he was about to ride, 5 minutes before he was about to ride, he went ghost white, and reality set in, and yeah, it was incredible. But all the boys went down there and watched him, and then we went and had a feed at the pub after. So he did a good job. But that was on Sunday, just gone. So, but that was you'll have to wait and see the video.
Well, bull riding. There you go.
Exactly.
Now, there was plenty of motorsport happening on the weekend.
There was.
Again, I think let's start internationally, because it was the British Grand Prix.
He is about to head for victory as he comes into the final corners here at Silverstone. The crowds are going crazy. Lewis Hamilton wins the British Grand Prix. He takes his 9th win at Silverstone, his first win in nearly 1,000 days in Formula One, his 104th victory ever. Absolutely brilliant.
Get in there, Lewis! You're the man!
Thank you so much, guys. It means a lot. It means a lot to get this one. A big thank you to all the fans here. Love you guys.
And it's a big year for him, because, of course, going over to Ferrari next year, it's his last chance to get a win. 9th win at Silverstone.
9th win, but in 1,000 days.
Yeah, I think it was 950 50 or something that he hadn't won in.
Yeah.
And you remember that dominant period of him winning all the time? I didn't think it was that long.
No. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, and again, that's just shows Mercedes coming in, getting it all right. I mean, apart
for
from
one of them.
For one of them, which we love, of course.
We're not worried about that.
We're not worried about George because, like, he started on pole.
Yep.
And then they came in and said he's retired the car, and I was like,
buddy.
stiff, George. You've still got a bit of work to do, brother. You can't just jump to the tippy top like that, mate. And then. Yeah, so which is good, and then McLarens, they threw it away.
Poor Lando.
I mean, he was devastated at the end. You could just tell the man, like, he came third. Third? Yeah,
he came third.
Came third, and
Max was second. He was third. Oscar fourth.
Yeah, Max is coming too.
Yeah, he was only 1.4 seconds behind.
Yeah,
him,
and he was moving.
You just add some. Everyone gets complains about Formula One being boring.
Yeah,
and races being boring. Just add some water.
Oh, exactly.
That goes insane.
That was so funny. So good. It was actually so good to watch. Like there was actually really good racing. And Jeremy Clarkson was roaming around, and he said he called it. He was like, "If it rains, the old boys will win." Lewis come out and win.
Happened.
And yeah, it was. And I saw he posted on. On his socials, all diddly squat farm, that meme of him saying his genius,
yeah,
whatever, but yeah, calls himself a genius all the time. So that's Formula One. Oh, our boy Danny Rick actually apparently was using old parts on his car, so he was behind
so there's always an excuse.
There's behind the 8 ball from the start. So come on, Danny, keep going. Get bloody Red Bull, come on. And then where was Perez? Nowhere to be seen.
He put it in the sand trap in qualifying.
I know. Come on. I can't believe they signed him again.
That is just, that's
outrageous. But anyway, NASCAR.
Yeah, he's a Kiwi, but we claim him as our
He's
own.
ours, yeah, of course.
Shane Van Gisbergen.
Yep, he won the first race.
Yeah, so the Infinity Series.
Yep.
He won the race there, but he was trying to go back-to-back in the main game.
And
he won there last year on debut.
Was pouring rain, and he got a tiny clip from behind from the car and sent him into the wall in like one of the first 5 laps or something like that. Yeah, he was out. Done. Dusted. And the NASCAR still blows my mind in the way they drive and race.
Lawless to their own.
They'll just push someone out of the way and put them in the wall, and then like afterwards. And
sometimes it's a hard watch, I feel sometimes, because we're so used to Formula One and Supercars being so overly governed.
Yeah, well, that's it. And then I was just watching, was it like Bubba Wallace? He's like sponsored by MJ, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that's his team.
That's his team. Michael Jordan owns the team. Yeah. And like, have you seen their facility? That's unbelievable. And we'll put a little clip into that.
Him and Denny Hamlin own it together.
Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah. Like, that is the dream. That's like what I want here. But like after the race is done, they're all just like about to go in the pit, and Bubba Wallace just like turns in and doors someone like when they're cruising around the winner because he bumped him out of the way, and it's just like return serve. He's like, yeah, and then they listen to the winner, and he's like, yeah, I deserve that. It's just like,
it's just insane.
It's like I would have done the same thing.
Old school NASCAR back in the day when Tony Stewart was still racing, Marcus Ambrose was there, and I was watching a lot of it. The amount of times you see old clips of Tony Stewart just throwing his helmet at a car that goes past or he's being punted off by.
Yeah, or they ripped a piece off the car and threw it at someone.
It's just insane.
It's wild. We also had the V8 Supercars in Townsville.
Yeah, Townsville, that was on. The race too, Matt Payne, he won the Penrite Racing. Matt Payne, another fast Kiwi, young Kiwi.
Yeah.
He's another one who's on it. And he got like Cam Waters and Chaz Mostert. But Matt Payne winning the second race, I didn't catch too much of the Supercars.
No, I didn't see a whole lot of that either. I watched the last race on Sunday when we were at the pub having a feed after riding the bull. And Cam Waters, he smashed it straight off the start. And I think he won that race.
No, that was Matt Payne.
That was Matt Payne.
Sunday race, yeah.
He won the
first race,
yeah, okay. Cam Waters is the one we spoke about with the amazing XB Coupe.
Yes.
Where we need to get him on to talk about that car. So, Cam,
if you're listening, if
you're watching, I'll tag you 1,000,000 times in this. So
when you're here for the bend or the 500, we'll get you on.
Exactly. Well, Payne won the last race here.
Yes.
Yeah, and by a mile too.
Yeah.
It was wild. Like, he was gone. No one could catch him.
Speaking of the bend, before I went on leave, I spent a day up there.
Yeah.
I got to drive a Mustang. I got to drive a V8 VE
Commodore, yep.
The caterers doing the trick stuff, the go-karting. That place, because I hadn't been up there for about a year.
Yeah.
I had a little drive around the dragway because I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
The place is just
Unreal, hey?
Incredible.
It's
hour and a half up the road from Adelaide, and it's just Shell V Power Motorsport Park. Incredible.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got to. I'm going to get back up there soon, and I might do a few challenges with the lads again. We'll do some other stuff, but I want to get the Port boys up there as well, and go throw them in a car, and then do some maybe some like Top Gears sort of fastest lap, and have a leaderboard and all that sort of stuff. So I think we can do that.
Anyway, we're going to get to a break here on Driving with Dixon on your Wednesday night. Stick around. All thanks to Luva House. Back shortly.
On 1395, Adelaide's 5AA, this is Drivin' with Dixon.
But it is. Welcome back here on your Wednesday night. Sam Daddo alongside Charlie Dixon himself. And Charlie, before we get into some of the events, you wanted to have another chat about the Lawrence brothers.
Yes. Some huge news in the moto world. We have Jet and Hunter Lawrence coming back to Australia for the first time in 8 years or something, I think they said, to race at Marvel Stadium in the old Supercross on the 30th of November. So I'm definitely going to be there. Me and the mad crew will probably end up going over there again. Like, we're here for the Supercross here in Adelaide. Also, not so great news for Jet. He's just had surgery on his hand or thumb, I think, and he's out for the rest of the Pro Moto circuit, which he was leading, which is pretty sad. So hopefully he'll be right by the time November comes around, which I'm pretty sure he will be. Hunter definitely still in the running, so that'll be good for that one. But yeah, that's the moto news, and I just can't wait. I like the Supercross that's going to be here for the 500 as well. It's just I'm so pumped for that. Yes, so that's the moto news.
Speaking about upcoming events, what's going on in Adelaide the next little bit?
The 28th of July, we have a Drivin' with Dixon Cars and Creators event for number 5 at my shed, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're going to have some killer cars there. The coffee and toasty van's going to be there, which will be great. And so get down there. Hopefully the weather will be sweet, but we'll get some cool cars in the wall and sell some merch and do all that sort of stuff. And yeah, which would be good. Actually, I got one more thing. On the 18th of August, Flenny, who let us ride his bull, he's doing a fundraiser for a young fella who's battling cancer. So I'm going to be heading back down there, and we're going to try and raise some money for that young fella and ride some bulls. So it's going to be a good day. I'm probably going to get down there. I don't think I'll be riding. Jack reckons he'll ride again. So we're going to get all
crazy.
Yeah, that's how he thinks anyway. So, but yeah, that's that.
And that goes into some of the questions that you got on your socials in the last couple of weeks, which one of them was from Heather. When is the next Cars and Creators? Well, you just got that answer.
There you go, Heather.
Now, I feel sometimes that these questions can be hijacked by some certain people.
Yeah.
Certain person named Jack. Is Jack a real cowboy now?
2 seconds doesn't count, brother.
And that goes into the next question. Does 2 seconds count?
Well, Jack, they said, because he went and bought an Akubra hat and everything like that. And, and then the guy who was the rodeo clown there, he cut him down pretty quick. He said, you're going to need to get a new hat, mate. And he goes, I just bought this hat. But they did call him there, what on cowboy, and he sort of ran with it. So,
oh, God.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to some of the more appropriate questions. Jay Cooman, where is the XC Drag and Drive car with Iron Empire? Now, we had Iron Empire.
Mark on here. Yeah, we did speak about that car. We're not sure. We're both very busy at the moment with Mark's got a heap of stuff going on with his Airbnb and his cars, so he's trying to get a bit of stuff going, but we've both got so much going on at the moment. It might come back out. Who knows? We'll see. There's still a fair bit of work to go into that, though. JR says, next airstrip meet, when is it? Well, that's a good question because I reckon we could probably do one early next year. But I also wanted to get down to the Galway airstrip and check that place out because it's bitumen. And I'd love to do some heads-up racing down there. So I've got to go and talk to the owner down there. Jack's stepdad, Jamie, who flew all the people around in the helicopter, he's got a hangar down there. So like a massive hangar. So we could do a big, another meet down there or a bit of drag racing down there, maybe a bit of heads up.
That's some real Top Gear style.
Some
just get an airstrip and go for it.
Exactly. So, that's what I'm pretty keen to do. Vincent asks, what's your opinion on Saabs, newer or older? I don't really have an opinion on Saabs, to be honest. They don't even come into my brain at all. I'm sorry to say. But if it's what you like, it's what you like. Going back to Top Gear, that's my knowledge of Saabs. A couple of videos that they did on them. When's the Monaro back? Boys been working on it. and we're not too far off, to be honest. So we're actually maybe a month or two away from some racing potentially. So we'll get.
Do you have anything marked on the calendar for its return, or
no,
you just want to
I'm
get
just
it done?
letting it go. Maybe a private day. I might get a private day happening once that car's done.
Can I just say, when it gets finished and done up again, at least drive it.
Oh yeah,
unlike the BMW.
I know. Oh yeah. Well, that won't get a choice. It'll be straight off the trailer, straight down the strip. Hopefully run a low 8.
Jason goes, how do you go balancing all the car commitments with the big footy schedule?
Yeah, it's tough, like with footy, yeah, and it's not just like that. I mean, there is time between the footy schedule and all that sort of stuff in afternoons and to go and do what I need to do. But after a full season and you're pretty exhausted and it's probably more mentally fried, but it sort of keeps me motivated to sort of get up early and do what I need to do and make sure I'm at the club. I always try to get the club first and get do all my stuff I need to do there, so then I'm fresh for the afternoon, or as fresh as I can be. But it is tough, definitely. It's like full-time job, and then it's sort of like I'm trying to make this a full-time job as well. So, and it's trying to balance those two where I'm not sort of cooking myself, but sort of the house stuff gets a little bit pushed to the side a little bit. I've been lucky this year we haven't had to mow the lawn too much, so that sort of normally takes a fair bit of time. No, I balance it okay, I think.
And I think we've discussed it before. The world of football and in a 2-club town like we are here in Adelaide, surely it's a good release. And
absolutely.
To get away from it all.
The only reason I'm probably still playing football, to be honest. I mean, it's, genuine escape, and I can really distance myself from the football stuff, which is what you need to be able to stay alive in this football world, in this football town, that's for sure.
Knight 2425, is AIR an option, Adelaide International Raceway? Have you done much out there? I've never been there other than driving past it on Port Wakefield Road.
Well, I was speaking to Rodney Jane about that before this was sort of up and running. I nearly even had some government funding for it, and we'd sort of just dragged their feet a little bit about what they were doing and stuff like that, and how they wanted to do it, and they wanted to get Calder up and running first, and
which they're slowly doing.
Yeah, which they're slowly doing over there. Calder's sort of coming back, but at the same time, there's a lot of people who drag race are out that way, and they want to get that there because it's closer, but to be honest, the facilities are not there. They need to spend a lot of money on it, and to their defence, they got shafted by someone dodgy in a concrete drag race, who was a drag racer as well, who did the concrete wall, and there's 200 to 70 mil difference from the start of the wall to the end of the wall. So they got absolutely shifted for like 300 grand out of that. So, which is ridiculous. So, I mean, I think it'd be great to have 2 tracks in SA, but for an hour and a half to drive up to the Bend, I mean, it's a world-class facility. There's nothing better in Australia than that. So, I think you just need to get in a car and drive up there and stop whinging, because that's what Adelaide people do when they need, we got to go and drive up there. It's like, well, don't race then. Don't race. Yep. It annoys the hell out of me when people talk about, like, it's too far. Well, all right. What's your other option? So we have a world-class facility. Go up there and use it. So it actually frustrates me a lot when, people go, AII is way better. It's like, no, it's not.
It's not. It's just a location.
It's just a location, and it's an hour and a half up the road. I used to drive 7 to 8 hours to go to Heathcote, and I loved racing there. And I'm an hour away. So pull your finger out. Stop whinging. I mean, you can't please everyone, which is ridiculous. Got a world-class facility up there. Go and use it. Stop carrying on. It pisses me off.
Well done, Charlie. Couldn't have said it better myself. And that's another one done. All thanks to Louver House, the leaders in transforming your outdoor space into a great entertainment area with an opening and closing roof. As you said yourself, you'll be back on the park playing footy this weekend. We don't know where.
But I'll be playing.
Good luck.
Thank you, mate.
Stick around. Leith Forest coming up after the 7 o'clock news.